This tooth here is the one that's loose, tooth number 3, and you can see how my instrument gets up underneath it, and we're trying to gingerly take it off so that we're able to salvage the crown if we're able to. Now you can see right here that there's like a clear transparency area, which is where the cement is, and then that's the crown itself. So a tooth-colored cement was being used. Not having a lot of success yet. Go from the other side. There it's loose on right in that area. And you can see how the crown moves back and forth. And we eventually are able to get that to come off. Now, when it comes off, this is what is present underneath. This tooth has had a root canal, so the person's had no pain. You can see the different discoloration. But you can also see that there seems to be a lot of food and debris underneath there. And some of it's cement. And some of it is regular tooth structure that's decayed. And as it turns out, that it's gone up inside the tooth significantly. And just like before, you shouldn't have something that is completely decayed away. So you can see how the tooth itself, we put a little decay detector. Whatever shows up as green when we wash it off is active decay, except for where some of the root canal material is, the gutta percha. So you can see that there's a significant amount of green there, and so we need to go in and remove that. And in the process, we put a little bit of cord around the tooth, just in case we're going to get close to the area. And as I said before, here we are, removing a little bit of the decay, getting around the corners. And in the palatal canal, you can see how it's kind of mushy and all that stuff is coming out. And it's getting thicker and thicker in terms of, not thicker, but in terms of it's becoming more hollowed out. The pink area is the gutta percha to the right that you can see. Close-up of what's going on. Cleaning it up just a little bit more. And the tooth is getting hollowed out even more. When you look at the tooth, we'll see that there's more decay that's being peeled out. And it's getting to a point where the inside is so hollowed out that there's not enough of a foundation to put a filling on and have the tooth really work well. You can see how this is hollowed out. There's significant more decay, and it's getting larger and larger. And this is really not flat. That's more of an angle, like a tripod underneath there. And as this gets so thin, and you fill it in with the filling material, the tooth is going to fracture, and it won't be able to sustain the biting forces of a person's mouth. So that tooth is hopeless. Certainly, we can try and continue to remove tooth structure and put a filling and a crown, but the chances of it lasting very long is very slim, and the amount of money invested in the tooth could be used towards an implant or a removable partial, and the person would be better served that way. And a microscope truly makes everything so much larger and easier to see. The video actually doesn't show up how clear it is under the microscope. The microscope's even more clear than this and a little bit larger than this. There's a little bit of the gutta percha that was left down there before, and then as you can see, it's still fairly amount of decay and soft tooth structure there. Decay detector, and you can see that there's still quite a little bit of decay.